Hey everyone, it's Bethany. In this video, we're going to start crafting for Halloween. I have quite a lineup of things I want to do this October. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I have 5 or 6 things that I want to accomplish in this video. As a reminder, everything that you see me using will be linked down in the description box below if I can find it. If you don't see it, I simply couldn't find it to link it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I have a really cute lineup today. I can't wait to get these things accomplished because they've been on my to-do list for October for most of the summer, and I've just been waiting for October to get here. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our first craft. Okay, let's go ahead and get this spooky party going. So the first thing that I want to create is something that I have seen on Pinterest, maybe even Instagram. I can't remember which platform it was on, but the idea here is that you're going to take these little foam cones, and I got 2 separate sizes. Let me pull the other size too. Okay, so I got these from Hobby Lobby, and we're gonna create some little ghosts. So I also found at Hobby Lobby this beautiful material. It's like a velvet, but it has a texture to it and some stripes, and I thought this was so pretty. So my goal when I was looking for the material was something that was thick because I wanted it to be like really classy, high quality. I didn't want something thin where you're gonna see through it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the wrap right off of these, and you're just going to, I went ahead and pre-cut my fabric, but you're just simply going to drape your fabric over your cone. And then what I did is I kind of cut the corners to soften the corners. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these little ghosts. They're going to be so cute. Okay, so I'm going to cut these off, and first we're going to assemble the ghost, and then we're going to add some eyes and a little pumpkin. He's going to hold a little pumpkin in his hands. Okay, so that's off. Let's do this one. I think the example was almost like a fleece, like a thin fleece, but I saw this and I don't know, I thought that it just was super classy and kind of fit my style a little bit better. Okay, so as for pumpkins, I found these at Hobby Lobby, and they're little velvet pumpkins. They are so sweet. They came in a pack and they were about $7.50. So there's a couple different colors if you wanted to do 2 separate colors. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do 2 separate colors or not. I might do, this color is more of my kind of decor for fall. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So I'm going to grab just a little bit of hot glue, and I'm simply going to add it just to the top here. And that's going to be the only thing that's holding my fabric. Okay, so I want to make sure, in fact, if I see how I went ahead and cut the corners. So I'm just going to actually do it this way so I can get right in the middle. And then I'll turn that over and just let that fall. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, so there is our little ghost so far. Now what we're going to do is add, I wonder if I should do the eyes or the pumpkin first. And sorry about the angle, but you'll get the gist of how this is going to work. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, let's do the eyes. So I did 2 different sizes again because I have a taller ghost and then I have a shorter ghost. So for my shorter ghost, I did eyes that were 3/4 of an inch tall. And then I did a full inch for my larger ghost. And these are just cut out of 80-pound black cardstock. Okay, so if I think I want to do the pumpkin first. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to glue the pumpkin to the sides of my fabric. So I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue here, here, and then I'm going to tuck it in, and I'll tilt this up so you can see it in just a minute. I'm going to tuck it in just like that, so it looks like this little ghost is holding this pumpkin. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then I'll add the eyes. So the eyes will go, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cute. Should I do tweezers? I do tweezers just to help me here. Okay, let me add just a little glue to the back. I'll put this little eye here. Okay, and then this little eye. Oh my gosh, so cute. These have been on my list to do this fall, and I love it because it's kind of a really classy form of Halloween decor. Oh my gosh, so soft. So these are gonna go in my kitchen. So that is the idea. So it looks like these little ghosts that are holding. I'm trying to kind of fluff it out so you can see what it looks like when it's standing up. These little ghosts that are holding these pumpkins. Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm gonna really quickly zoom through my second one. And again, this is much bigger. So I'm finding it easier just to add the glue to, well, I guess I added it here, but kind of placing it down this way on my fabric. Okay, that looks about center. Okay, flip it over. And this is a nice tall one. And you can decide if you want, you know, a lot of fabric to be, you know, draping over the counter or anything like that. You can kind of decide where you want to go with that. In fact, I might even trim this down even further. It got a little long. And I didn't take a size for my, oops, for my fabric. But you'll just, I mean, it's just going to be one of those things where you drape it over and get an idea of the look that you want. I love that this is just a really fun spin on the classic sheet ghost. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, and then it's just picking which side you want to add your little pumpkin to. I'm liking this side. And then, very cute. Okay, I'm just gonna add our little pumpkin there. So my glue's on each side. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, and then, so we have our little pumpkin being held there, and I'll add the eyes. Now that I think of it, I think I'll put this on my entryway table instead of the kitchen. Our kitchen's purely white, so these will probably kind of blend in too much, but it'll look good on our wooden entry table. Okay, so there's that taller one, and then here is the little shorter one. Aren't they cute? I love that. They look much better not tilted up at the camera because they just naturally fall on the counter there, but I love how those turned out. They are so sweet. Okay, I also have a sweatshirt that I want to make. Now, when I was doing my fall crafts, I was telling you I don't really wear a lot of fall type wording on my shirts, but I do actually enjoy Halloween shirts. So that is one thing that I do love to create and wear. Fall kind of like, I don't know, like the fall theme shirts, I don't really find that I wear at all. And when I've made them in the past, I didn't wear them too much, but I do love a good Halloween sweatshirt. So I think next week I'm gonna do a sublimation shirt. Yes, I am, because I found a cute design that I just have to do. It's been in my favorites for a while now. But this time I'm just going to do some simple iron-on. I think last year, was it last year or the year before, I was telling you that I had never seen Halloween Town, and I had told my husband that. I know growing up that my sisters had seen it, but for some reason I just never partaked in watching with them. So my husband, I can't remember if it was a year or two ago, he sat me down and was like, you have got to see Halloween Town. Everybody has to have seen it. So that is going to be the theme of this sweatshirt. Now that I've seen the movie, it's so cute. One of those classics. Okay, so hopefully, oh, I did do that right. Okay, thought maybe I pulled something up. Okay, I will link everything that I am using to bring these crafts together, including where I found the designs, if you want to buy them as well. This one is so cute. I loved the kind of varsity look of this, and right now it's backwards because when you do iron on, you want to mirror your design when you're cutting it. And then once we turn this over, it'll be the right side up. Okay, let me make sure I got all of my little pieces here. Oh, that's just a tiny little one. Goodness. And I've got my heat press heating up, so it should be ready by the time I finish weeding this up. So I found this sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt. I found this on Amazon. I'll link it again for you guys. And it's just going to be a fun, kind of cozy one to wear. I liked the charcoal look of it instead of going for like a black. I think it'll be a really fun sweatshirt to enjoy this October. Okay, so let me move this or flip this and then you can get an idea. Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay, here is against the shirt or sweatshirt, and that's what that will look like. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna take this over to my heat press. My heat press is just about ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-press my shirt. I actually do pre-wash my shirts before I add any iron-on onto them. And the reason I do that is because I want to compensate for any shrinkage before I put down the iron-on. If for some reason I went ahead and put this on a shirt that I didn't wash and then ran it through the washer and dryer and it did shrink, then your vinyl will actually pucker because it's trying to shrink with the fabric. So I always just pre-wash my shirts. That way they end up looking better and lasting longer. So I'll go ahead and pre-press my shirt just to make sure it is completely dry. I ran it through the dryer, but pre-pressing will help make sure there's no moisture in the shirt left over, and then it'll also kind of straighten it out. Then I'll lint roll it, and then I'll put this cute design right onto the front. Okay, so I just went ahead and placed this on my nice cool glass mat so that it draws out that heat nice and quickly. And I'm gonna make sure this is nice and cool before I remove the liner and peel that up. So that looks and feels cool. So I will go ahead and just gently remove the liner, and I'm monitoring as I go just to make sure everything is indeed laying down. That way, if not, I can lay my liner right back down and add some more heat. But that looks great. Awesome. Okay, so there is my shirt. Isn't that sweet? I love it, and I love that heathered gray look. I like something that's a little bit more distressed. That's just kind of my style. So I love how that looks. I can't wait to wear this. Okay, I went ahead and increased the temperature of my heat press because we're going to do some sublimation in just a little bit. So while we're waiting for that to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and do a really cute garland craft. And I found this garland at Walmart actually, and I thought it was so cute. One thing to note about it though is when it was packaged, it had the ribbon wedged in between it. So you can see that it kind of left an imprint, and it's more of a brown color. So just note that, but this was $1 something. I can't remember. It was under $2. So, I mean, you know, it's going to be okay. For the price, it was totally worth it. But I didn't know that until I opened it up. So just so you know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove my letters. In fact, what I'll do is I'm just going to bend. I was going to bend the whole thing, but I'll just bend from the front. Let me take this off first though. There we go. And I will link this font down below. I really liked it for more of a Halloween look. And when you're trying to get paper off of your mat, just bend your mat and then they will just pop right off. That way you don't accidentally curl your cardstock trying to take it off. Okay, so just bend. Gently pull these up. Go. Okay, and I'll clean the rest of that off in just a little bit. All right, so for my garland, I'm trying to remember what I said. Did I say, oh, hey, boo? I think I did. So I did, oh, hey. And originally I was going to use foam squares, just this little size of foam square to kind of pop them up on this, but I think I'm just gonna take a simpler route and, oh, it looks like the ghost has a wide open mouth there. Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna hot glue these on. And I think that'll be even better because they'll be easier to store for next year. Okay, so let's just do that. It'll be a lot quicker. And yeah, let's just do that. But know that you can do the foam squares. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back on and I am going to use my tweezers again, just to keep my hands out of the situation. It helps me to, whoops, I've got to wait for this to warm up a little bit more. It helps me to protect my fingers, but also it helps me center things much easier. Okay, now it's all ready to go. Just a little bit here. And I'll go ahead and just start placing all of these down. All right, those are all done. And so I left obviously a space. It's hard to, I can only show you so much because my workspace is only so big, but I left a little blank ghost as my little space between my words. So I have, oh, hey, and then down here it's boo. And you'll see probably better in the picture what this all looks like together. But I love that idea. It's very easy to just simply cut out some letters on your cardstock. You can use some foam letters as well. They have those at every craft store. So if you wanted to make this even quicker, just pick up a little pack of those. But very cute. Again, just note that if, and maybe it's not every pack, but mine definitely left a residue print of that ribbon. So just note that if you go ahead and try this craft, if you want to try this little garland craft. Okay, so cute. I love how that turned out. All right, another craft that I've been wanting to do for a couple Halloweens now is make this sign. So I have a little file here. It's so cute. I've had this in my favorites for a while now. And this year I just went through all my favorites and I was wondering, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make all that stuff that you've been wanting to do. So I'm gonna make this. Now this piece, gosh, where did this one come from? This came from Michael's and I love this. I love a white back with a natural wood edge. I actually just prop these up on my surface. So you can do that, or it comes with a little hanger. I am going to trim that off because I know I'm just going to prop this up on the counter. And I'll have to further remove the rest of that as well. Okay, but I'll do that later. So there is that. Ooh. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead. I'll move this to the side so that I can weed out my design here. So I just have some black vinyl. This is adhesive vinyl, and I actually got this at Hobby Lobby. I picked up a roll because I was working on a personal project just for the girls' school, and so I thought, let me try out this. I was working on like a poster board, and I was at Hobby Lobby and thought I would give their vinyl a try, and oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. It weeds so well. It's so nice, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Plus, I feel like the price is really nice as well. So if you go to Hobby Lobby and you're wanting to give this a try, just know I was personally very impressed. Okay, this is a pretty fine font down there, and this is a file that I purchased, so I don't know details on fonts or if this probably looks like it's a handwritten font. But that is a testament to how nice this vinyl weeds is. This is nice and thin in terms of design, and it just weeded it perfectly. So I love this. It says perfectly wicked with a cute little witch hat. I love how simple it is. It's just nice and classic, very simple design. And again, it's been in my favorites, and this year it's going to be in my decor. All right, there we go. Now I'm just gonna grab some transfer tape. That way I can remove it from this cutting sheet and transfer it over to my wood sign. Okay, I think I got a big enough piece. Oh, it's just barely not big enough. You know what I'll do is I can take a little bit off the top there. Just got that a little bit short, but I'll show you how you can fix that. Easy peasy. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh yeah, I have my little magnets here holding this down. I'm going to remove my tape from that liner, and I'll go ahead and just lay it down over this left side. There we go. And as you can see, it didn't quite cover, but I have this piece. Actually, this piece might not even be big enough as well. I could absolutely have moved that over a little bit, don't you think? I'll just use another little scrap piece that I have, and what I'll do is I'll simply just overlap it. And if you overlap your transfer tape, it becomes one piece again. So easy peasy if you accidentally mismeasure your transfer tape. Now I'll grab my little scraper, and I'm just going to burnish this down really well. There we go. And then I'm gonna flip this over, and I'll repeat that right on the back. Okay. All right, let's get this on this sign. Bring that in, and then peel this away. And take my time so that I don't rip the vinyl on the bottom. But again, I am very impressed by this. I'm eager to go back and see what other colors they have as well. Okay, and I can just hover this over where I like it. I think that looks really good in terms of spacing and alignment. I can just burnish that right down onto my sign. Take my time. Go. All right. Then let's go ahead and grab. Okay. And take my time. Make sure that lays down really nice. Always keep your scraper handy too so that you can re-burnish down if you need to. Got one little piece. Wanting to come up just a little bit, so I'm just going to take my scraper and just help kind of keep that in place as I pull that up. And one thing about adhesive vinyl is if it's doing this for you, just lay it back down, because once your transfer tape is off, it will stay on your, it'll stay on your project. It'll just cure right on there. So don't panic if you're having it kind of wanting to peel up as you're removing your tape, because as you just lay it down, it's gonna be perfectly fine. And I love that this is a matte vinyl. It just looks so pretty on this sign as opposed to a glossy. Glossy is pretty too, but when you have a matte, it really resembles paint really well, and it's just super pretty. Am I missing part? Is this, I'm gonna have to check my design and see if I'm missing part of this design or if that is intentional. I am missing part of that. Let me see if I can find it on my, I never throw this away until I'm done. Oh, yep, it's stuck right there. I was going to say, how odd that that would be part of the design. It's not. Here's the rest of it. Just like that. Oh, I love that. All right. There's the sign that I've been wanting to do for quite a few Halloweens now. I love how that turned out. And again, I'm just going to prop it right on up. You can get this sign at Michael's, but honestly, so many craft stores carry this style of sign. So wherever you want to pick it up in whatever size, this is just a cute and very simple little piece for Halloween. All right, I think my heat press is ready. So I'm going to do some sublimation because I want to make some little Halloween bookmarks. Okay, so here are my bookmarks. I also have some butcher paper, and I will link the butcher paper that I like to use for sublimation down below. I'm going to trim this right in half. That way I have a couple pieces on the top and bottom of my project, and I'll show you the layering in just a minute. Okay, let's put that to the side. So here is the designs, or here are the designs, excuse me, that I am going to use for my bookmarks. And I got these on Amazon. I'll link them below. One thing you want to note about them is that they do have a little film on there. So you want to peel that off before you sublimate. So I have that one all ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place that white side down over my design. And my design was printed on my Sawgrass printer, which is a sublimation printer. I'm using sublimation paper, and my Sawgrass printer is with sublimation ink. So this isn't just printed on a home printer. It actually is a printer that is made for this crafting process. So what we're going to do is just transfer these designs over to the bookmarks. I have been an absolute bookworm this year. I am on book 52 or 50, no, 53 of the year. My goal was 50 books, and I just fell down a rabbit hole of some really, really great books this year. What I'm doing is just making sure that I am placing this over the part of the design that I would like. I fell down a rabbit hole of just some really great reads, and I'm buddy reading with a friend that is on the complete opposite side of the country from me. She's one of my best friends. We love to buddy read. And then I have a little book club of friends locally that I'm reading with, and it's just been a good year of good books. Okay, so I have those placed where I'd like them. And again, I was just kind of shifting those towards the part of the design that I wanted to make sure was included in my project. And now I am using some heat tape. You want to make sure, if you want to secure your project, make sure you're using a heat tape that is made to be warmed up. Okay, if your regular tape is not made for that, and it will melt, and it could ruin your project and your heat press. So make sure you use a heat resistant tape. Okay, and then I'm just taping these right on down. Okay, so now that I have the bookmarks placed on the design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich my project in between some butcher paper. And the reason I'm doing that is because the rest of this ink is going to bleed somewhere, right? It's not covered, so it's not going to go on a bookmark. Instead, it's going to go onto this paper. So what I want to do is make sure that I am preventing it from going on my heat press, because if your ink gets on your heat press, it is going to stay on there. So if you went to do another project afterwards, or for probably quite a long time, I'm not sure if it's permanent or what, but I treat it like it would be permanent, and it's going to go ahead and put this design on your next project, if that makes sense. So I am just always being super careful with the ink, and I layer butcher paper on top just to protect, more importantly, my heat press. Okay, so I have 2 below, I have 2 on top, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flip everything so that I'm heating the paper onto the bookmarks. Okay, so I went ahead and placed the bookmarks side down, but I'm going to flip it all over so that my heat is closer to the paper side instead of the metal side. Okay, let me just do that. Okay, I'm going to take this over to my heat press. I'm actually going to make sure that my heat press is nice and clamped down really firm and tight before I do this. And when you're doing sublimation, you can use like an easy press, but you want to make sure that if you are not using a heat press, that stays completely steady, you want to make sure that you're not doing any movement, because if you do, the ink will ghost. No pun intended, because we're doing ghost, but the ink will ghost and it can look all blurry. So you want to make sure that if you're not using a press that is completely still and hands off, then you want to make sure that you are remaining very, very steady as you're heating your project. Okay, let's go ahead and place this on the press and get this all sublimated onto the bookmarks. Okay, another thing about sublimation is that it has a really potent smell to it. So if you are sensitive to smells, then I would recommend that you have some really good ventilation in the room that you're working with. Open a window, just have some good airflow. Okay, so now you're gonna see why. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute. Okay, you're gonna see why I placed this butcher paper right on down. And once you have ink on your butcher paper, you do need to throw it away, because this will transfer over to another project. So if you use this butcher paper and put it on another project as a protectant, then you would have this design transfer over. So once it has ink, go ahead and toss it or recycle it or do whatever you wish to repurpose it. Okay, so now you can see, I should have shown you before or mentioned before how bland the colors were, but now, make sure these are nice and cool. Okay, now you'll see that once the heat is applied, it takes on that vibrancy. Oh my gosh, those are cute. And now you'll see the design is placed right on our little bookmark there. Isn't that cute? I'm just in this, I've never done like seasonal reading where like I'm reading fall books during fall time, or maybe more of a spooky book during October, but I am trying that this year and I'm loving it. So I don't know, there's just something so cozy about pairing your books with the season that you're in. Okay, so there are my bookmarks. Now these did come with some little tassels, so let me pull those and see if I can find any that coordinate really well with these little designs. And if not, I can just add ribbon or something like that. I'm kind of liking the mint color. I think that can be super fun with like the pinks and oranges. This kind of plum color is super pretty as well. Okay, I think I'm going to do something like that. I like how those kind of coordinate or kind of pop against the design there. Okay, let me just place these right on through. Again, you could do like a ribbon or something like that too. I was just showing you what you can do with the little tassels that come with it. And these are actually pretty cute. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, let me add them to all of these. All right, so there is another fun idea that you can do for the Halloween season and another fun activity for using a sublimation. Very cute, I love these. Again, I'll place links to the designs that I purchased as well. This all came in a pack, so there's many more little patterns that you can choose from, but I loved how these looked. So, okay, let's go ahead and move on to our final craft. I need to do some teacher gifts, so I need to get those all ready to go for Halloween time. So let's go ahead and move on to creating those. Okay, I found these cute, actually my friend told me about them and I had to rent a Dollar Tree to grab some for myself, but how cute are these tiny little glass pumpkins? They're very sweet and they come in, I believe, 2 colors. I think that was all that I saw at least at my Dollar Tree. So you have a clear and then the cute little orange. And I love stuff like this that's so small because these make really great gifts. So if you wanted to do these for neighbors or coworkers, for mine, I'm gonna do them for teachers, but such a small, fun little gift that are easy to do in bulk. Okay, I also have some little banners that I want to do, and I'll link these down below. Again, they came in a variety of different designs, and I'm gonna reuse these next week because I'm gonna make some little boo baskets for my kiddos this year. I love how they're turning out. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to show you next week. Okay, so I'm gonna trim these out. I went ahead and printed these out on 80-pound cardstock just so they were nice and sturdy. Just a little bit sturdier than a standard printer paper. Okay, there we go. And I'll cut out this second one really quick. Cardstock is absolute gold. So I will definitely save my little scrap pieces for all of my card making. All right, now I'm gonna make sure that my hot glue is preheating, and then we will make these little sticks. So I don't need these to be very tall. These aren't anything special. These are just like shish kebab skewers from my kitchen that I went ahead and grabbed. So I'm gonna trim these down just with my craft scissors here. In fact, I'll just kind of score it and then break it. And I think that should be, oh, that's a really cute, the perfect size. So I'll do the same thing with this one. Just kind of snap it to size. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my scoreboard to create the little score here. Just find it easiest to use it to score this line. So I'll line that up, and actually let me do it this way. Place that little score. It's a little bit to the left, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Then go ahead and put that over, just like that. Okay. Now, with my glue, I am going to add it on. I kind of like to just do like a zigzag here. That way I get both edges and I can just put that stick right in there. I'm gonna do this sloppy side inside so that it's just hidden. And then I'll roll this right on over the edge. Okay. And then easy peasy and quick, we have a cute little banner. Let's make sure that that is the right size. Oh, I really like that. Yep. Okay. I'll do the same thing for this one, putting that kind of unclean rough edge inside. That way it just hides it. And there we go. Roll that right on around. Okay, and then I have candy, and I just chose a candy that kind of fit with the fall vibe. So I love the gold color of this. And whatever is left over will just go in my craft room drawer to keep my energy up. Oh, sad day. Only 3 left. I'm just gonna place this cute little banner right there, the little flag, and these are the little gifts. Aren't those fun? Okay, put this one in here. Just like that, kind of prop them up. And there are the cute little teacher or neighbor gifts or coworker gifts, but I think those are super cute. And again, Dollar Tree, very quick and simple. You can probably even pick up your candy there as well. I grabbed mine from Target because I was there, but I love how these turned out. Again, super fast, simple, and they make very cute gifts. All right, so many cute and fun crafts that we got completed today. Again, most of them were things that have been on my to-do list for more than a year now, so I'm excited that I can enjoy some of these this year. Be sure to check down in the description box below if you want to see any of the supply lists so that you can recreate any of these, and be sure to also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Let me know what your favorite craft is, and I'll see you in the next video.